After my father died, he died when I was about 15. I said goodbye to that house, goodbye to that world, the world of Don Lorenzo, the world of my father. I was bitter against it. I told myself that Don Lorenzo and my father had taught me nothing but lies. My childhood was a lie. Beauty, faith, courtesy, honor, and innocence were all just lies. The truth was, no shoes, no money, no vacancy, no trespassing, beware of the dog. By the time the 1940s came along, I'd become a finished product of my age. I accepted it completely and I believed in it. It was a hard world, but it was the truth. And I wanted nothing but the truth.
The hero of our childhood, Manolo, and nobody around to worship him anymore.
Poor Papa. He ought to hear you.
We all have to grow up.
Well, now what about the furniture?
Well, I shall take the chandelier I needed for my front hall. And I will take the marble desk in the study. You can have all the furniture here in the salon, Manolo, except that. The piano. I'll take that. I'll take all the furniture in the dining room, and we can divide the plates in the summer.
Why don't you just take everything, Peppa?
Thank you. Maybe I will.
Sure. Take everything. Take the floors. Take the stairs. Take the walls. Take the roof. Take the ceiling. Take the whole goddamn house. I can cram it down the throat.
Are we going to fight over a few old chairs?
Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? Haven't you given me those few old chairs? Don't tell them. Don't tell me I have to fight you again for them.
You know that my Mila is getting married next year, and she will need furniture.
Well, if your Mila's getting married next year, my Robbie's getting married this year. And he will have furniture. So, I will take all the furniture here in the salon. And all the furniture there in the dining room area. And all the furnitures in 3 of the bedrooms.
3?
Not to mention the books and cabinets in the study. The big mirror downstairs. And the matrimonial bed.
Don't be funny.
I don't see you laughing.
I shall take the matrimonial bed for my Mila.
Let's see you move anything out of this house without my permission.
Your permission? Your permission? Who's been paying to keep up this house for the last 10 years? I'd like to know.
Don't tell me I'm not paying my share.
Yes, when you remember.
Just because I forget to send the money every now and then doesn't mean that I don't pay my share.
Forget. Month after month, I have to call you to squeeze any money out of you. Pay your share. This is your duty. You are the eldest and not mine. But if I had left you alone to do it, Papa would have starved to death by now. Don't you think I don't shrink with shame when I have to ask my husband for money when should be you who is supporting our father and sisters?
So he asked that.
You never have any money to send here. But when it's money to throw away at the races or at the gambling tables, then you have a lot.
Maybe you should tell that husband of yours.
Shut up.
Or better yet, I'm going to tell him myself.
Shut up, I tell you. They're coming.
Who?
Oh, I
are you two here?
Hi,
Hello,
Paula.
Paula.
How are you?
Have you been waiting long?
Only 2 hours.
I walked all the way from Quiapo Market.
Yes, you look haggard. How are you?
Oh, Peppa, they cut off our light a week ago. At first, we thought it was only a blackout. But the light had really been cut off.
But it's okay now, isn't it? I fixed it the minute that you called me. I went to the power company and fixed it. So, you have light again now, isn't it?
Yes.
We're very sorry it happened, Paula.
And, where is Candida?
She went somewhere.
Where?
She's out looking for a job
A job?
Where?
at the Bureau of Health and Science.
What does she think she is? A scientist?
And
What
why not?
is she going to do there?
They published an advertisement and she's gone to answer it.
You two are becoming, I don't know, all these crazy ideas. And what are those signs at the door, huh? Rooms for rent, expert lessons in Spanish, expert lessons in piano. Who is giving these expert lessons?
I am.
You?
I mean, I want to. I would like to, but
But there are no pupils.
no one has come to inquire. And we have had those signs out for a week.
Oh, a week.
I must take this out to the kitchen.
Paula,
Yes,
Don
Peppa.
Perico is here.
Oh, where?
Your father's room.
He has come to visit father?
And you, I'm Candida.
Us?
Well, he feels that as your godfather and Candida's godfather, it is his duty to advise you, two girls, about your future. Paula, did you hear me?
Yes, Pepang. But I must put these things away first. Excuse me.
Peppa,
What, Mom?
maybe we should just forget about the whole thing.
Ah, there you go again, Manolo.
But they seem to desperately want to stay here.
How can they stay here? Be sensible. And besides, we can't afford to keep up this house any longer.
Can't we?
Even if we can, I don't want to. This house gets on my nerves.
Well, it gets on my nerves too.
And besides, they are old enough. It's time that they are of some use to us.
But they seem very happy here. They have their own way of life.
What way of life, Manolo? Turning over the family albums, chattering about childhood memories, worshipping at father's feet. Is that your idea of a life, Manolo?
Well, what's yours? Playing mahjong?
Now, Manolo, don't you want Candida to live with you?
Oh, so you want to take her too?
Your wife would never forgive me. She thinks her clubs and committees are more important than my mahjong.
Don't bring my wife into this conversation.
Oh, this is a conversation.
Yes, and all the foolish things that you females do.
At least we females always know what to do with our time. Unlike you.
Shh, that's not very. Let's see how this conversation went. Hola, Don Perico.
Hello.
How is everything? How did your conversation go with father?
It went very well.
Hola, Don
That's good.
Perico.
Hola, Peppa.
Siéntate usted.
Gracias.
Manolo, please go and fetch Paula. She's here.
Paula! Paula! Where the devil is this girl?
How is our father, Don Perico?
He has gone to bed.
Peppa.
What has happened to him?
What do you mean, Don Perico?
Oh, I should have come to visit him before.
Well, has he changed very much?
No, I would not say so. he still is the same Lorenzo I remember. Very humorous, very charming, and how he can talk. Oh, no one can talk like your father, Pepa. Conversation is one of the lost arts, but your father is still a genius at it.
Oh, yes. Father was in fine form today. So gay, so amusing.
And yet, something was missing.
Well, you must remember that he's not a young man anymore.
About this accident that he had, it was nothing serious.
Well, it was serious. I mean, imagine an old man falling from the balcony in his room
And this happened a year ago.
right after he painted that picture.
But he suffered no serious injuries.
We have the best doctors in Hanoi.
Then why does he stay in bed?
We have been urging him to get out of his room.
Peppa, what has happened to him?
Just, what did you notice, Don Benito?
He seems to have no will to live.
Here she is, Don Benito. Here's little Paula.
Good morning, Nino.
Paula?
How are you?
Caramba, Paula. I hardly know you. Oh, you were only a little girl the last time I saw you.
Yes, Nino. It's been a long time since we've had the pleasure of your company.
Oh, Paula, Paula, you must forgive me. We people in the government, we cannot call our lives our own. Our days, hours, even our minutes, all belong to the nation.
Let me congratulate you on your victory in the last elections.
Thank you, Paula. As a senator, I find myself in a very good position to help you, Paula.
Thank you, Nino. But we need no help.
Now, Paula, listen first.
I have been told that your father has refused to apply for the pension to which he is entitled.
My father will not accept any money from the government.
Oh, of course, no one can force him to do so. And it is only a trifling sum anyway. But listen, Paula. You do desire your father's welfare, no?
He will never take the money.
No, and I quite respect his reasons, even while I deplore them. But he has served his country unselfishly. It is merely just that his country should not forget him in his old age.
Ah, but his country has a poor memory.
A poor memory. How true. We are always excited over the latest headlines and the newest fashions. But then, there is this painting. The whole country is talking about it. We can no longer afford to ignore your father. He has forced us all to remember him.
You think this is a great painting, Senator?
My boy, it would be impossible for me to judge this picture objectively. It is too much a part of myself. Now listen, Paula. I understand that your father has painted this picture for you and your sister. Now, would the two of you be willing to make a patriotic sacrifice? Because if you were patriotic enough to donate this picture to the government might, as a token of gratitude, be willing to set aside a fund to be administered by your sister and yourself. A fund sufficient to maintain your father and yourselves while he and you are alive. Oh, Paula, you would be making a noble and unselfish and heroic sacrifice. As you know, our country possesses not a single painting by your father. His great works are all abroad in the museums of Spain and Italy. That's why the country is so anxious to acquire this picture. Surely, his own land is entitled to one of his masterpieces.
Surely. They might want to think it over, Candida and Paula.
Now, what do you say, Paula?
There is no need to think it over. There is no need to discuss it any longer.
Candida!
Oh, is this Candida? Oh, Candida, how are you? Do you remember me?
Yes, Senator. I remember. But you're just wasting your time.
Now, Candida,
You must go back and tell the government that this picture is not to be had. Paula and I will never part with it. And I have heard everything I want to hear.
Don Perico really wants to have father.
I understand how you two girls feel about this picture. Your father has painted it for you as a last memorial. And of course you find the thought of parting with it very painful. But if you really love your father, you will not think of yourselves. You will think only of his welfare. Listen, Paula. Listen, Candida. I am not a doctor, but I can see that there is something wrong with your father. He is sick. And I agree with Pepang and Manolo. This old house is not the place for him. He needs light and fresh air and coolness and quiet. He should be under medical care. He ought to be placed in a hospital.
There is no hospital that can cure him.
what do you mean, Paula?
We mean that we cannot accept the offer.
Have you no feelings? Do you value this painting more than father's life?
Father is not sick, and he wants to stay here.
And we will stay here with him.
Even if he's not sick, he shouldn't stay here. You should not stay here. A war might break out any day soon, and Intramuros is the worst place to be in. Oh, tell them, Senator. Tell them.
Yes. Tell us, Senator. Are we to abandon this house? Are we to abandon this house the way you abandoned poultry? Go on, Senator. Tell us.
We will do whatever you think is best, Ninong. I promise.
There, we have both made our promise. Our life is in your hands. But think carefully, Senator. Think carefully. Oh, but what a foolish question. Why should I be asking you all this? You abandoned this house when you abandoned poetry, when you abandoned this poor little world of the past. Well, what do you think? Are you feeling guilty?
Candida, Paula.
But one has to just to look at you. You are rich. You're important. You're successful.
Candida, be silent.
Go on, Senator. Tell us.
I have no right to advise you.
Why not? We listened to your poetry once. We will listen to you now.
And surely a senator has more authority than a poet.
I ask you to think in terms of reality, not in terms of poetry.
Oh, poetry is not real?
Poetry will not save you from the bombs.
But you did not always think so.
The poetry was the passing madness of my youth, a plaything of my childhood.
And when you became a man, you put away the things of a child?
No man has a right to stand apart from the world as though he were a god.
And also, what do you want us to do, Senator? Shall we surrender the way you did?
Why are you so bitter against me? What have I done? I saw my destiny and I followed it. I have had no need to be ashamed of what I did. My whole life has been spent in the service of my country. That is more than your father can say for himself. Yes, I have grown rich. I am successful. Is that a crime? What would you have wanted me to do? To go on scribbling pretty verses while my family starved? To bury myself alive as your father has buried himself alive? And what can he show for all those lost years? Nothing. Except this one picture. Look at yourselves, Paula. Look at yourselves. And then tell me if this one picture is enough to justify what he has done to you. For it is It's not against me that you are so bitter. It's not against me, I know. For what have I done to you?
Nothing, Senator. But what have you done to yourself?
I should not have said those things.
You wanted to say them. You have long wanted to say them.
No, I do not resent your father. I admire him. He is a very happy man,
Because he did what he had done,
because he always knew what he was doing.
and you did not know what you were doing.
Candida, life is not so simple as it is in art. We do not choose consciously. We do not choose deliberately as we like to think we do. Our lives are shaped. Our decisions are made by forces outside ourselves. By the world in which we live. By the people that we love. By the events and fashions of our times. And by the many, many things we are hardly conscious of.
So what should we do?
Paula. Stand with your father. Stand with Lorenzo. Contra mundo. I must go. But remember, contra mundo.
Poor Don Perico.
That rude double-crosser.
We promised to keep what he said, and we will keep our promise.
We should stand with Father.
Contra mundo.
Contra mundo.
Sí, contra mundo.
You can stand against anything you want, but not here. Not in this house.
This house will be our fortress.
Candida, please. I have a headache. Please do not make it worse.
Perhaps you would like an aspirin, Peppa?
What I would like from the two of you is a little sense. Have you no eyes? Have you no feelings? Do you not see what a burden this house is for me and Manolo? Do you not see how we are spending so much money here? Money we ought to be spending on our own homes.
We do not need your money or your husband's money or neither Manolo. We can support ourselves.
And what will you do, huh? Take in more boarders? You are both completely useless.
Pepa, maybe we can discuss this matter without losing our tempers?
There would be no need to discuss it at all if only they would agree with us.
We will never change our minds.
Let me do the talking, Pepa.
Oh, you can both go on talking forever. It will make no difference.
Oh, I know why you want to live in this house. I know why they want to stay. I know, and so does everybody else. I've heard them whispering behind my back.
Whispering about what, Pepa?
Surely you've heard the gossip.
Gossip? I don't have time to listen to gossip.
It's about these two fine sisters of ours, Manolo. From what I have heard, they are completely fascinated with a man.
Oh!
Peppa, what are you saying?
This,
What have we done?
This young man.
Oh!
This Tony Javier.
Oh!
They are completely fascinated with him.
Puñeta!
Peppa!
Oh! And they flirt with him.
Oh!
And they allow themselves to flirt with him.
Whoa! 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 Pepa, slow down!
How shameful to be taken by a man of such a lowest type.
Pepa, that's enough. That's enough, Pepa.
That is why they want to stay here. It is not father they cannot bear to separate with. They cannot bear to separate themselves from him. What?
with this evil talk?
Oh, what? You think me so stupid? What about the good name of our family? Isn't that worth nothing to you? You either? Is our name to go on furnishing entertainment for the malicious?
Papa does not know about this.
Ha! You deceive yourselves. Papa always knows. He always knows. Oh, now I know why Papa is ill.
Papa is not ill.
Oh, tell them, Candida, tell them. Let them know. Why should we hide it any longer?
So there is something, Paula.
Yes, yes!
Okay, Candida. What have you been hiding? What have you been keeping from us?
Papa tried to kill himself.
Oh, my God!
Kill himself? When?
When he had that accident, it was not an accident. He did it on purpose.
But how do you know?
Why would you want to die?
Because of us. Because of us.
No. Papa, it was I who thought of that idea. You just followed me.
No, Candida, we were in this together. We faced him together. We accused him together. Accused him of what? Of having ruined our lives. Oh, Paula!
Oh,
Candida!
Candida.
We blamed him for our poverty. And we blamed him for a wasted youth. We blamed him for the husbands we never had. And we blamed him for having squandered away mother's property. Oh,
And what? You should have asked him for forgiveness.
He stayed away from us. He began to paint this picture. And he worked on it night and day. And when it was finished, he called us to his room. He told us that this painting was his gift for us. We wanted to kneel down and beg for his forgiveness, but he shooed us away. And when Paula and I were at the door, he said to us, "Goodbye, Candida. Goodbye, Paula." And that night, the very night, he fell from the balcony. So you see, it was not an accident. He did it on purpose.
No, it couldn't have been an accident.
he will never, never forgive us. Paula, Candida, you can go to him again. He is our father. He will forgive you. Manalo,
Forgive us.
You cannot go on living here. Not the three of you. Not with all of this hatred and bitterness. This house must be sold and Papa transferred to a hospital.
Candida, you cannot take him away from us now.
You must give us time to work for our forgiveness.
No more arguments. Oh, how I dread the thought of selling this house. When I thought that Papa wanted to live here. Now I know he does not want to live here. Not with the two of you. He will not get well until he is completely separated from the both of you. Ah!
Manolo, we must give him time.
Well, they can stay here until this house is sold. But they must dismiss that boarder of theirs immediately. I will make arrangements for Papa to be moved to a hospital. And I expect to sell this house within a month. Candida, you will live with me. Paula, you will live with Pepang. And listen, this is absolutely the last talk we shall ever have on this matter. Is this understood? Are you ready to go now?
Yes, my mother. Goodbye, Paula. Goodbye, Candida.
Candida, you are to dismiss that boarder of yours immediately.
Yes.
And Paula, you better be sensible. Take those signs away from the door. Ooh. You can both tell Father that I shall be back for him soon. Let's go, guys.
Oh, there you are.
Come here, both of you.
Miss Paula, Miss Candida, please sit down. I bring good news. I bring you your salvation!
Our salvation.
Yeah, if you want to be saved, and I know you do.
Oh, Mr. Javier, what is all this? Is it about that picture again?
Yeah, and the American wants to buy it.
We're sorry, Mr. Javier. We've told you before that the picture is not for sale.
Listen to me, please. Come on. Miss Paula, please sit down.
Candida.
Stay. Listen to me, please. Just sit down for a minute. Now, the American, he's going back to the States, so he still wants his picture, so he wants to take it back with him. Says he's crazy about it. So he's now offering a crazy price for it. You know how much he's offering now? You know, he's offering $10,000. $10,000.
10,000.
Yeah, he wants it back and he wants it now. He's leaving Friday. Just think of it, please. 10 grand. What? You'll be like sitting on top of the world and you can snap that thing of yours to your brothers and sisters. What do you say now? What do you say now?
We are sorry, Mr. Javier. We have told you before that the picture is not for sale. Well, it is still not for sale.
Wait. Just think, ladies, think. This may never happen again. This is a chance of a lifetime.
Candida, will you tell him he's only wasting his time?
Candida, think of yourselves, ladies. Think of yourselves, Candida. Come on, think of what you'll be throwing away. Come on, Miss Candida. Tell her what a chance she'll be wasting.
I must go in and do the cooking.
No, stay and listen to me, please.
Candida, please do not leave me alone.
Why? Are you afraid?
Afraid?
Yes, afraid. Afraid that it is true after all. What they are laughing and crying about.
Candida, you know that is not true.
Then why are you afraid to stay? You cannot always be together. Are you a baby? Am I your nurse?
I am not afraid to stay.
Yes, I shall stay, Candida.
What should I do not need you?
Why should you be suffering? And why should I be suffering? I have already made my decision. You must make yours.
We are not together anymore. And I know why you're running away. I know.
Yes, you must make your own decision. You must be alone. We are not together anymore.
I suppose you know what you're doing. Say no to 10 grand. Say no to a chance like that. But if it was me, if it was only me, it's not fair. What if somebody someday just comes along and offer me 10 grand? Just like that. Boy, what I could do with 10 grand? I'm gonna go to Paris. Or to Vienna. To New York, you know.
Paris, Vienna, New York.
Yeah. And all those glamorous places. España, Italia, South America.
I used to dream of traveling myself. Europe. I've always wanted to go to Europe, Spain, and France, and Italy. Why are you smiling?
So, you want to travel too, eh?
When I was a girl, and they were just dreams. Just the foolish dreams of a young girl.
Paula, you can make your dreams come true.
Ah, it is too late now.
Paula, too late.
It is too late now. I'm not young anymore. I'm not young anymore.
Paula, you do like me a little. Didn't you say you like me a little, Paula?
Oh, you must not say that. What will people say?
Why? You're afraid of their big mouths?
I despise them.
Then leave them to their nasty talk. Pack up whenever you please and go wherever you want.
Far away?
Yeah, as far away as you want, Paula.
My dreams will come true.
Yeah, your dreams will come true.
My dreams are dead.
Paula, dreams do not die.
Mine did a long time ago.
I suppose someone came along and said the right words. You think they'd come alive again?
No. I stopped waiting a long time ago.
Paula, look at me. Look at me, please.
No.
Paula, you're still young. You have a right to be happy.
No. Do not touch me. You must touch me. Not here. Not in this house.
All right, Paula. Not here. Let's go. Paula! 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 Oh, Paula! Oh, no, no! No! Oh, Paula! 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 Oh, Paula!
We will be having a 10-minute intermission. We will be having a 10-minute intermission.